Ready? We are going to be talking about making things out of soap, bars of soap for our bear claw and Cub Scouts. Start off with soap that's been sitting out for a couple days so it's a little bit drier, a serrated knife, an orange manicure stick which has two different ends, which is really nice and handy. And notice that anytime while you're cutting, Cubs, that if you're cutting and you slip and this knife or this pick touches your hands, you would have really injured yourself or cut yourself. So I want you to pretend like these are real knives and don't let them touch your skin, and see how well you do and let us know how many you would accidentally cut. So we gave the tools and handouts, but we didn't describe how to cut in a three-dimensional shape. So of course my awesome daughter drew this cute little kitty cat with eyes and a nose and leg as if she was drawing on a piece of paper. And you can do that. That's totally acceptable because I can obviously tell that it's a kitty cat and it's carving. But we also know that three-dimensional shapes are different. So you take whatever shape you have, you draw what you want on a piece of paper and stick it on top. And we're going to go over this as if it was some Play-Doh, which is nice to practice with. You can draw the image and then stick pins in it, and then all along the edges you're poking out all the stuff that you don't need. You'll wind up maybe with something like this where you're poking all the edges that you don't need out and away. Okay, are you able to get that in a shot? All right, once you do that, you'll have a basic shape. I know this doesn't look good, but it's really thick. And it's supposed to look like a turtle, and a turtle has a shorter head, this part's shorter, and then the back kind of cones up. So we know this top we want to leave be, and slowly around the edges get that down. So what I'm going to do then is kind of come in here and curve up and get some of the curve of the shell going. Okay. I want the head to be kind of like in the middle, so I'm going to pull off some of that on the top, pull off some on the bottom, and it doesn't exactly work like soap, but you get the idea that you're just pulling off the layers to reveal your animal underneath. Soap is also forgiving in the sense of if you make a mistake, you can kind of get it wet and stick the edges back together. Okay? So again, you notice the arms are going to be much shorter, right? And there's going to be some shape to it. So in the end, it should be more like this. See how the head is smaller? Oop. The head is smaller. The arms are smaller. And there's some shape to the end. Finally, you can come through and you can put a pattern in the back in your bar of soap. That looks kind of like a shell. Although Play-Doh isn't as forgiving in this regard. But you can put a shell pattern on the back. I hope that made more sense. And again, you can play with Play-Doh to give yourself an idea of how that is going to work.